Are set to experience rolling blackouts starting Thursday after Russia's military continued attacks on the country's energy facilities this week, officials said. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, who will join a European Council summit to address Kyiv's energy challenges later in the day, pledged to do everything possible to restore the normal energy capabilities of our country. The damage to Ukraine's energy infrastructure came as Russian President Vladimir Putin declared martial law in 4 Ukrainian territories he illegally annexed last month. The measure, which went into effect at midnight, could create legal cover for potential abuses by military authorities and their proxies in the 4 regions: Donetsk, Luhansk, Kherson and Zaporizhzhia. Key developments: Ukraine's electricity grid operator told residents to charge their phones, flashlights and other key appliances, adding, "The weather is getting worse. Ukraine faces power outages after recent Russian strikes on infrastructure, and wider shortages are expected across Europe this winter amid a supply crisis caused by the war." Zelensky thanked Ukrainians for helping save energy, writing on Twitter, "This is why Ukraine will win this war." Putin's declaration of martial law in 4 regions of Ukraine speaks to his desperation, Secretary of State Antony Blinken told an interview with ABC's Good Morning America. Ukraine's Foreign Minister, Dmytro Kuleba, also said Putin's announcement has no legal consequences for Ukraine and its citizens, as well as for the international community, in a Wednesday statement, adding that Ukraine will continue liberating occupied territories and rescuing its people. Strikes on Ukrainian infrastructure continued as an energy facility in Dnipropetrovsk region was struck early Thursday, according to Regional Governor Valentin Reznichenko, who reported serious destruction, but no casualties. A thermal power in the western city of Burshtyn also sustained quite serious damage from a Wednesday airstrike, the governor of the Ivano-Frankivsk region said, according to Reuters. Battleground updates: the resettlement of around 50,000 civilians from Kherson is underway, Russian proxy officials in the southern region said. The Wednesday announcement came as the Institute for the Study of War think tank said Russia's warnings of a Ukrainian offensive in the region were likely attempts to set the conditions for a full retreat across the Dnieper River and Russia's ceding of the city of Kherson, the first major settlement it took in the invasion. Zelensky urged men in Russian-occupied territories to try to avoid recruitment by forces loyal to Moscow and encouraged them to flee to Ukrainian-controlled regions. "If people are forcibly conscripted and cannot do this, at the first opportunity try to lay down your arms and come to Ukrainian positions," he said. Global Impact European Union member states agreed to impose new sanctions against Iran over its supply of drones to Russia for use in Ukraine. Footage of drones dive-bombing the Ukrainian capital this week appeared to galvanize support for the measure. NATO's leader reaffirmed the alliance's commitment to Finland and Sweden, saying it is inconceivable that allies would not act if the 2 nations came under pressure from Russia or other countries before they become full members. Jens Stoltenberg's comments came during a press conference with Sweden's new prime minister, in a sign of the increasing importance of NATO's ties with Stockholm. Norway's domestic security service is leading an investigation into a number of drone sightings in areas around key infrastructure sites in recent months, the Associated Press reported. At least 7 Russian citizens have been detained in recent weeks for what Norwegian police consider to be the illegal use of drones, Norwegian broadcaster NRK reported. U.S. Federal prosecutors on Wednesday charged 5 Russian nationals in an alleged sanctions evasion scheme that spans several countries. The Justice Department said the defendants obtained military technology from U.S. companies, smuggled millions of barrels of oil and laundered tens of millions of dollars for Russian oligarchs, sanctioned entities and a major Chinese energy conglomerate. From our correspondents, U.S. has viewed wreckage of kamikaze drones Russia used in Ukraine. The U.S. government has examined wrecked Iranian-made drones shot down in Ukraine. And information it gains about the drones could help the United States and its Ukrainian allies prevent future drones from reaching their targets, write Shane Harris, Dan Lamoth, Alex Horton and Karen DeYoung. Drone strikes this week on Kyiv and energy facilities across Ukraine have killed at least 4 people and caused mass blackouts. Ukraine says it has destroyed more than 220 SHAHED 136 drones since September 13.